Finland, they just have a 1-win, 1-loss record. Here's the schedule. As you see, Switzerland won a huge game against Serbia earlier in the day. And then our window continues on Monday as we close out with the additional games. Here's the standings as it sits at the moment. Georgia sit top of the table, sitting pretty. 2-0 record. Switzerland and Serbia a 1-2 record. And Finland at the moment, bottom of the table with a 1-win, 1-loss record. All will change at the end of today's game, though, depending on what the result we have. Here is so much to play for both these teams. So qualification in Group E is a little bit more complex. Georgia already have qualified as they are hosts of Eurobasket 2022. So that means actually within this group, it's not 3 teams trying to qualify, it's 3 teams trying to qualify for 2 spots. Okay, so it's going to be the best 2 teams out of Switzerland, Finland and Serbia. As we see Georgia being introduced here in the arena, and this will be their 5th consecutive appearance at Eurobasket. However, the focus now will be on them more than ever to be successful at Eurobasket now that they're hosts. They know the expectation will be higher than their 17th place finish back in 2017. And for Georgia, that process really does start now. Even though they don't have to officially qualify, qualification campaign will be integral with providing them with a proving ground for the players, the rotations, the systems that they run. As for Finland, truly in a golden era of basketball, and they'll want to build on their 11th place finish at Eurobasket 2017. They were hosts back in 2017 with a group being hosted in Helsinki. Some big games in this city 3 years ago. They've been consistent in recent years, led by a very, very strong coaching team. Relatively good depth in their roster, considering the population size of Finland, that's for sure. But it's time for them to bring those pieces together and push on and secure their qualification for Eurobasket 2022. Okay, guys, we're now going to take a break in our commentary whilst we have the national anthems for both Georgia and Finland. Wonderful way to set the scene for more international basketball. And the one change, or one of the many changes, in fact, that we've had here due to the coronavirus pandemic is obviously the coaching teams and the players themselves won't go to the midcourt to to shake hands before proceedings. They'll instead just fall straight into their final stages of their warm-ups. And after the result here in Espoo earlier today, there's a big game ahead of us. So Johan Rosso, Alexei Davidov, and Geert Jacobs is our official crew from France, Russia, and Belgium, respectively. And as I said, our result earlier today here in this arena, as Switzerland upset Serbia by 2 points, really does put this one on a knife edge, particularly for Finland now. The favourites would have been Serbia and Finland to go through, but with Switzerland picking up that win, that puts them into the mix now and puts more pressure on Finland. Obviously for Georgia, they've already qualified, so the pressure's not really there. That said, every single player in the red and white knows that they're playing for their roster spot. Here's their starting five: Shermadini, Kosantia, Bokolashvili, Shengelia and McFadden. My, oh my, when you look at it on the screen like that, that is an impressive starting five, and plenty of talent from the bench as well for Georgia and for Coach Zuros to work with. And Elias Zuros, with a big job ahead of him, being host of Eurobasket, will bring additional pressure to him, but I'm sure he's ready to take that pressure on. As for Finland, they're in the reverse of that. They were hosts in the last Eurobasket, and they definitely benefited from playing in front of their home fans in the Helsinki arena. Just down the road slightly here in Espoo. And no fans in the stands, which is always a sad state. Can't wait till we get back to fans in the stands. Here's the starting five for Finland: Huff, Salin, Valtonen, Madsen and Wilson. And exactly the same comment, an absolute ton of talent and a real wealth of experience now within this Finnish roster. Some young blood on the bench as well, as the Finnish basketball legacy grows after the success of recent years. And you have to thank that man there, Henrik Detman. He's been head coach 16 years now. So much international basketball experience he brings to the table. A fierce competitor. You certainly don't want to get on the wrong side of him, but an absolute tactical mastermind on the basketball floor as well. Just over 90 seconds to go till the start of this one. Players into their final mental preparations as well. And as I said, this game has a huge amount riding on it now for both of these teams. And every play is likely to matter. As the Finnish team go back to their bench, as do the Georgian team for final instructions from their coaching staff. The face of Shermandini pops into the screen there. Probably the face of Georgian basketball in the current era. As for the Finnish team, take your pick. Plenty of recognisable faces who've been around international basketball for a long time now, but they've also got some young faces starting to break through into that roster. The likes of Mazuni, just 22 years old, Valtonen, 21 years old, Kantonen, 23 years old. So some young blood coming into that Finnish roster now as well, as they look to keep the momentum they've built going. The qualification for Eurobasket 2022 is absolutely critical to that momentum. There's no two ways about that. Final words of advice on about the real detail as well. You can see the coaching staff focusing in on the real detail. Back to the coaches board for sure. And if you guys want to focus in on the detail, make sure you download the Eurobasket app, available on iOS and Android, free to download. And there is no better place to get all the latest information, highlight videos, press conferences, box scores, you name it, it's got it. Best companion you'll find for these qualifiers and the Eurobasket tournament itself. So make sure you get it downloaded straight away. Two teammates there just hugging it out on the floor before we get started. The two number 9, Sasu Salin for Finland and Georgi Shermadini for Georgia. So here we go, game day 3, Eurobasket 2022 qualifier in Espoo, Finland, as Finland take on Georgia in another wonderful game of international basketball. Shengelia double teamed, but a wonderful backdoor cut by Corsantia. Gets himself the easy 2, and you have a feeling that might have been what the coaches were referring to just before they came onto the floor. Salin now feeds Madsen. Madsen looking for Wilson at the top. Wilson turns the corner. Finnish team so fluid the way they move themselves and the ball. Ball is passed inside, and that's a wonderful collection from Valtonen. Just 21 years old, and straight away getting points on the board. Actually a product of the local Helsinki Basketball Academy. Shots no good for Shermadini. Madsen's shot, high bounce off the ring and comes away in the hands of Shengelia. Crossover to the basket, but it's stripped away. Smart work once again by Valtonen, and the foul's going to be called on Corsantia. Easy one for the officials to call. Smart foul though really from Corsantia, just breaking up the transition break. Valtonen crossover jumper, comes up short. Rebound battle by Madsen is enough to win it back and knock it back to Huff. Wilson to the basket, strong move. Madsen can't knock it in, it can only be knocked away. Now McFadden. Shengelia goes to the basket, draws the foul off Huff. And you can see that Finland have identified Shengelia as a problem, as most international teams would. As Wilson was about to jump across, you can see here, look, Wilson ready to jump into the double team. Instead he fades away to the corner though. And one-on-one, Shengelia is likely to have the better of Huff in the low post. Huff giving up almost 10 centimeters to Shengelia. Quite a few kilos as well. Misses both his free throws. Real flat, short shot from him. Almost thrown away. Sasu Salin picks it up, floats it off the glass. And a real classic signature move by Salin. One of those players that every team needs. He's able to react quickly to what the floor's giving him and create an impact. McFadden now going up against Wilson. This should be a great battle here this evening. These two experienced, talented players. Bokolishvili is short. Madsen it out coast to coast, and he's going to finish with the one-hander. Finland out to an early 4-point lead. Both teams showing real patience offensively. McFadden now feeds Shermadini in the low post. Gets up and gets the score. It'll be the and one play. I think Madsen's the one that's got the whistle for the foul. Shermadini will head to the line for free throws. Let's look at the back to the basket placed by Shermadini. And he's such an awkward matchup for anyone. It's been shown across the world, particularly in the Basketball Champions League. Just the sheer size of Shermadini, the ability that he has to put the ball on the floor and shoot the ball, makes him problematic to say the least. And he connects with the bonus from the free throw line, bringing Finland's lead down to just 1 point now. Huff looking for Veltman on the backdoor cut. It's not there though. Kantonen. Whoa! And there's your flush. Veltman, with the wonderful step to the basket, introduces himself to the qualifiers with the one-handed jam. McFadden off target with the three. Salin no good with the mid-range jumper. Shengelia tries to force the issue offensively. Foul's going to be called this time on Kosantia as he pushes Huff out of bounds. Shengelia looking at the officials for the call. I have to agree with the officials on that one. He was trying to force the issue. Finnish defenders were just really retreating as best they could. The only one that you potentially could have made a call on was Kantonen putting his hand in, but it looked like it was clean onto the ball. Salin, nice pass inside. Valtonen gets knocked to the floor by Kosantia though. McFadden forces the issue at the other end and draws the foul off Henry Kantonen. McFadden using every piece of experience he has in that play, and he's been absolutely influential so far in these qualifiers. In the opening window, he averaged 25.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists in those first two games. Whichever team he's in, either club or country, he is an impact player. Connects with both free throws as well to open his account as we see Brivisto come into the game for Valtonen. Gets his first touch. Back to Salin for three. Oh, and nails it. How many times have we seen that? Koivisto to Salin for three. In the white and blue of Finland. Doesn't grow old though. Shengelia, strong move. And he is going to cause Finland problems all night. Aggressive, interior offensive threat. Shengelia. Koivisto, no good. Rebound falls into the hands of McFadden for Georgia. Tries to thread the eye of the needle. Fortunately for Georgia, it falls into the hands of Bokolishvili. Shermadini, no basket, it's going to be on the floor. A sideline possession. There's the feed. Yeah, before he made the move for the basket, they're saying, yeah, it was on the catch, the foul. If it's on the catch, it can't be on the shot. Finland hold a 2-point lead. A little over 5.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And it's just as close as we were expecting it to be. A really good battle. As you see, Coach Zuros showing how important it is to him. Fadden throws the lob inside. Shermadini, this time he'll get the and one play. And head to the line. And this is the problem Finland have They don't have what you would class as an old school centre. They don't have the size that some of the other international teams have. Obviously, when they don't have the likes of Larry Markkanen in the team, it's left to Madsen really to be the big centre. Obviously, we see Daniel Doling come into the game. He'll add some size, that's for sure. Let's see how he handles Shermadini and Shengelia. Shermadini gets the score for Georgia, and they take the lead. Kantonen. Dolink. Ball comes back out. Shot goes up. It's short. Dolink with the big offensive rebound. Clearly coming on to be the warrior for Finland. Rolls to the basket. Smart move. Mid-range jumper. He's short with that, though. Maybe could have taken a dribble or two to the basket. Tried to draw some contact. Shengelia will slow it down as he goes up against Newtonen. Dolink picks up the foul. That's not what Coach Detman will have wanted. They don't have huge depth at the big man position. Really, the minutes are going to be split between Dolink and Madsen. Shermadini hits the first of his 2 free throws now. Shermadini already up to 7 points. Make that 8. And Georgia's lead is now up to 3. Kantonen steps inside. Nice running hook shot from Kantonen, but the angles off the backboard are all wrong. So Georgia grabbed the rebound. Philly hands it off to McFadden. McFadden is going to pick up the foul from Kantonen. And what a learning opportunity for Kantonen here today, going up against one of Europe's best guards. That is McFadden. Steep learning curve, but a great learning curve for the 23-year-old. As we see Valtonen come back into the game as Kantonen heads out. McFadden's first is good. Already 2 points, 2 rebounds. Sorry, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for McFadden now. With Easter to Wilson. Georgia, if you were to say anyone has control of the game at the moment, they just about do. The offensive foul is going to be called on Newtonen. An offensive, an illegal screen being set. Thankfully, as it is an offensive foul, Georgia won't head to the free throw line as Finland are in the penalty already. 3 minutes left to play now in this first quarter. McFadden lobs it in, but Shengelia didn't read that one. It's going to remain Georgia ball, though. And this is part of the qualification process for Georgia. It's to bring this roster together, get them used to each other, work out what rotations work, what pairings work, and go from there, really. Inside, Shengelia once again. He's too much of a beast in the low post to stop. Valtonen to Dolink to Wilson. Wilson turns the corner, pulls up at the elbow, but isn't open. The jumper is no good from Valtonen, and Georgia will come away on a 3-on-2 break. McFadden hits the 2, and Georgia starting to warm up, and just as they do, Coach Detman for Finland will call a timeout. Wise call, really. 2:23 to play in the first quarter. Georgia lead this one 20-11 in what potentially is a must-win game for Finland. You see the Finnish coaching team having a discussion before they jump into the huddle. As soon as they jump into the huddle, we'll listen in. Let's go and listen to that Finnish huddle now.
We're going to get more to the passing lanes and play together. Now the baseline help ain't there because the second half didn't come in the beginning. So have the guts, go, like don't hug your man on the weak side, go. You got to be like, fuck the foul. You got to play. Okay, be tougher. Go there, sacrifice your body if you're one-on-one inside the post, or where you play the post, call it! And you need to help each other out, you gotta be tougher there!
And that's going to be the key for Finland in this game. If they're expecting to keep some of the big names of Georgia at bay, playing straight up man defense, it's going to be a long, long evening. However, if they're able to rotate quickly, double when they need to double, and then rotate back round on the weak side to help, potentially they can lock Georgia down. You can see the confidence as Georgia walk back out on the floor. They know at the moment Finland don't have an answer for what they have to offer. Valtonen now to Doling. Back out to Wilson. Pick and roll action at the top. Shamadini hedges way, way high and ends up fouling. And he just keeps stepping and reaching in, and eventually Wilson turns hard enough for Shamadini to foul him. Just the third team foul of the quarter though for Georgia, so they're not in the penalty yet. Koivisto nails the three, and that could be a big shot. Bit of a jab in the arm to get Finland started again. Reduces Georgia's lead to 6. Shengelia. Well, maybe that's what they need to do. Force some of the big names of Georgia to take shots in areas that's not their prime spot. Newton hands it off to Koivisto. Cross-court pass is poor from Koivisto. He's trying to get it to Dolenk, but easily intercepted by McFadden. He'll put the three up. Come up short, though. You can see he was a bit tentative when he released it. Newton in for three. Nails the three. And before you know it, a quick 6-point run for Finland, and they're back within 3 of Georgia. And it's coach Zyros's turn now as Newton drops the triple to wonder how he's going to stop Finland from scoring from outside. Let's jump into that Georgia huddle and listen into the coaching team.
We are on advantage and we run like crazy now, without reason. Take your time. We have advantage everywhere and we need to go slowly, okay? Punch 4. Saba, you remember?
And this might be a way for Finland to control this game. They certainly have a wealth of three-point shooting at their disposal. It's just whether Georgia have any ability to stop them from taking that three-pointers. And that was why Coach Zuros called the timeout, trying to make some changes on the defensive end. He knows offensively that his team are getting pretty much what they want at the moment. Just defensively, they need to be chasing the shooters a little bit harder. McFadden now for Georgia. Shengelia in the low post is doubled. Comes out, but is still fouled. And Valtonen really shouldn't have left his feet. Should have just stayed standing high. That was a near impossible shot for Shengelia to score. Instead, he's fouled him and sent him to the line for 2 free throws. Let's have a look. They got the double on him. He might have tried to split the defenders and duck through, but look how the shot was going to be. Didn't need to try and block it. It was a near impossible shot he was going to take. It's the first of his 2 free throws. And the second, he's up to 6 points along with 3 rebounds so far. Shengelia will take a seat now, a well-earned break for him. A good first shift chalked up for Shengelia. Newton now to Valtonen. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Labinidze. Labinidze called for the foul. Detman's had some great nights in charge of the Finnish national team, and you have a feeling there may be more to come. Some big nights ahead of them still. Wilson waving his teammates away. Another foul's going to be called. Who's that one on? I think that one's Bokolashvili. That will send Sasu Salin to the line for 2 shots. In the qualification window back in February, he was 90% from the free throw line. Don't want to give him the commentator's curse, but that is near automatic. Also had a big game against Switzerland. 25 points, 7 rebounds. As the years have gone by, Sasu Salin has really developed into a phenomenal player. McFadden now. Bokolashvili throws it off the shins of Bavadze. You can see how frustrated coach Zulas is with that, as we see Koivisto come into the game for Valtonen. Huff is also coming back in for Dolenk. I think it's a smart move. As soon as you see Shengelia leave the action and Shemadini leave the action, it makes sense to do that. And Wilson's going to run down the clock, try and take the final play and the final shot of this first quarter. Crossover leaves it open. Not going to get the roll though. Overplayed it. McFadden from the half. He's off left. And that will be the end of the first quarter here in Espoo, Finland. 10 minutes down. And Finland trail 19-22 to Georgia. Here is shooting stats from that first quarter. Finland relying on their outside shooting to keep them in the game. Georgia yet to register an outside shot. No surprise, really. Still plenty to play for. As expected, a close game here between Finland and Georgia. 3-point lead for Georgia after 10. Second quarter action underway here in Espoo, Finland. Finland 19, Georgia 22 in this Eurobasket 2022 qualifier. Valtonen with the ball, shot clock down to 2. He's going to have to put something up. He gets away with a tough shot at the end of the shot clock. Huff works hard to try and fight it back, but the loose ball falls almost into the lap of Shermadini. McFadden now, fouled by Wilson. First team foul of the quarter. McFadden is open, feeds it inside. Bokovic drops the three-point play. Huff going to get whistled for the foul. Went in amongst the trees, but the two guard kept his concentration. Clear foul from Huff, and a great finish from Bokovic. Smart play. Connects with the bonus from the free throw line as well. Finland will make a change as Huff comes out of the game. In comes Madsen. Valtonen now to Newton. Finland moving really well as a team, and that's what it does. It opens up opportunities. Madsen tries a reverse layup, but just jams it against the underside of the basket instead, and Bikauri picks up the rebound. Wilson now puts it into the hands of Favadze. Drops the shot as Salin hits the floor. Trying to draw the charge. No call from the officials, though. Wilson behind the back, feeds it into Madsen. Madsen loses the handle again. He's had a tough night so far. McFadden out at the races and gets the 2. And once again, Georgia just put the Jets on and show some real class. Put a few phases of play together, and before you know it, they've got their double-digit lead. Finland 19, Georgia 29. Finland pushed into an early timeout here in the second quarter. Let's listen to the finish huddle.
Don't worry about the referees, don't worry about that. Just set the pace, okay? Come on. Don't be scared. These guys are no NBA guys there. You're going to go against them and get your fouls. We have 4 fouls in 40 seconds because they are attackers, and we are just backing up. And the basket fucking dunked it. Go to the basket.
Clear message there from the coaching staff of Finland. Apologies for any language. Passion's running high. But the message was clear. Don't be intimidated by the Georgian players. They're at the same level as you, and that's true. Tons of talent within the Finnish roster. Some big names within the Finnish roster as well now. Carved out really good careers for themselves in pro basketball across Europe, across the world. Salin, 3. Nails another 3. And this is exactly what happened the last time Finland had a timeout. Back-to-back threes was the last result. Can Finland do the same again? Shengelia, the running one-hander, and he bangs his fist against his chest. Such an enjoyable player to watch. A real highlight reel in his own right. Newtonen for 3. Oh, hits the side of the backboard. Way off track with that one. Georgia's lead at 9, 7 minutes 45 remaining in the second quarter. Picowry now into Shengalia. The double team comes across and it's a smart double team. And that's going to be the key of guarding Shengalia. They can't guard him one-on-one. Madsen now, they're having to double team him because they've got their rotations wrong. Madsen almost losing control and just throws it straight out of bounds. And Madsen is having a night to forget, to say the least. I have a feeling that might have cost him his spot on the floor. He's made way too many mistakes. Huff back in the game. Madsen, I think, has come out, has he? No, Newton's come out and Huff's come in instead. Wilson now using the Horns offense to effect. And the foul is going to be called on Madsen as he tries to rotate and help back on Picowry. Madsen's second foul of the night, so no major foul worries on him just yet. If he picks up another, that could be a big concern though. Double's got to come across when Shengalia's there. The reverse pass is picked away by Madsen. Oh, and the outlet pass quickly to Huff. Good transition defense in the end by Georgia, though, to lock that one out. And Wilson does the simple things, but does them well. That's going to be the key for Finland. Just keep the scoreboard ticking over and hope on the defensive end you can string together a few good phases. McFadden will throw it inside and really gets a get out of jail free as Picowry hangs on the rim. Looked like McFadden had gone down a blind alley there. But as you find with some of the great players, they find an answer and a solution right at the 11th hour. Wilson now into the corner. Huff wide open. Corner pocket three is good. And the three-point game is keeping Finland in this one. And if we're honest, if we look back to the game here earlier today, the three-point game was pretty much enough to get Switzerland the win. Offensive foul being called on Shengalia. Be interested to see the replay of that one. Salin looked like he was moving forward. Let's have a look. Ooh, I'm not sure if Salin is standing still. It felt like he was going forward, but the offensive foul has been called. Easy for me to make the comment on the super slow-mo replay compared to full speed on the floor. Salin now moves it across to Alanen. Shot's good to go. Shengalia again. Wilson almost loses it at the elbow as Georgia's defense is ramped up, maybe a little bit too far. Bokolishvili's going to get called for the foul. Let's have a look at the replay. He's got his hands in there. Yeah, easy call for the officials to make. Do you want the left hand on the wrist or the right hand on the hip? Pick your poison on that foul call. You can almost hear the coaching brain of Detman whirring along with every action that takes play on the floor. Ball inbounded to Dolenk, to Huff for three. Way off track with that one, but the rebound looked like it's pulled down, and it has been by Salin. Huff gets it back, and Finland reset. Huff, fadeaway jumper, gets the roll. Sean Huff starting to warm up now. He's up to 5 points personal. Both his baskets coming in the last minute or so of action. A real second string 5 on the floor at the moment for Finland. And how does this 5 hold up against the likes of Shengalia and McFadden? McFadden no good. Dolink with the rebound. But the foul's going to get called, I think, on Dolink, is it? He picks up his second foul as well. So the 2 legitimate bigs for Finland, both on 2 fouls. Finland in the penalty now as well. So next fouls are going to send Georgia to the line. Georgia have been great with their fouls, only 2 so far in this quarter. McFadden inside, Shermadini. He's got the established low post presence that he loves, but it's not going to be enough. Kantonen comes away with it. Salin to Huff in the corner for 3. He's fouled. Corsanti is going to get whistled for the foul on that one, and Huff will make his way over to the free throw line. And Georgia are starting to stumble and stutter now. It's going to be 3 free throws for Finland to take. Corsanti with the foul. Huff at the line for the first of his 3. Lovely form for the first. Huff obviously a familiar face within the Finnish national team. Made his debut 9 years ago at Eurobasket 2011. Played an important part of their World Cup qualification campaign. Averaged just under 10 points, 4 rebounds across the 12 games that he played in. Wonderful shooting from the free throw line for Huff. 3 from 3 for him. 8 points personal now. Leading Finland in scoring. Shermadini kicks it out. Obinidze's no good. Oh, and the rebound just comes off the shins of Huff. Both Kantonen and Huff almost fighting for the same rebound. Good work by Constantina for Georgia. Getting in amongst the mix of it, causing problems. McFadden now goes long to Corsantia. Foul's going to be called. I think that one's on Henry Kantonen as he knocks McFadden to the floor. McFadden's earned himself another trip to the free throw line. Smart move by the veteran guard. In fact, I think it's Alanen that's been called for the foul. McFadden hits the first of his 2. Takes the Georgia lead back up to 4. Looking to extend it to 5 now. Does so. Takes his tally up to 11 points personal, along with 5 assists. As we see Bakradze for the first time today. Dolink being guarded by Shermadini. Hands it off to Salin. Salin trying to find some space. Oh, nice pass inside, and Dolink goes for the Thunder, but misses out. That would have been a big play by Daniel Dolink. Comes up a little bit shy. Still be the finished ball on the baseline though. Huff, mid-range 2 is good. And Huff really is heating up nicely for Finland. He's in double digits alongside Sasu Salin. Bakradze slowing things down for Georgia. 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Shot clock down to 9. Obinidze goes to Shengalia. Shengalia is going to look to back Alanen to the basket. Turnaround fadeaway is no good. Dolink grabs a rebound, and Finland are off again with a chance potentially to tie the game. Huff for 3, air ball 3. Absolutely nowhere near It's almost like he didn't look where the basket was when he took the shot. Shengalia doesn't mind how many people are standing in front of him. He's still going to go to the basket. Instead, comes back out, and the big shot lands at the bottom of the bucket for Bakradze. Alanen now to Dolink. He hands it off to Kantanen. Alanen off the glass for the 2. Strong, confident play by the 24-year-old. He's worked his way up through the Finnish junior program, played under 18, played under 20. Now breaking his way into the senior roster. Shengalia, a little fake to the right. Again, tries to drive through players when the gap just isn't there. Limbs all over the hardwood, but Finland come away with it. Huff now, lane opens up, pulls up, tough shot over the top of Shermadini, but the way things are going for Huff right now, you could stick an 8-footer in front of him and he'd shoot over the top of him. That brings Finland to within 2 of Georgia. 1 minute 20 left in this first half. Bakradze gets it to Lobjanidze, and Dolink's going to get called for the foul as Shermadini turns the corner, but it's on the floor. As we see Dolink head to the bench after a good shift on the floor. Shermadini will go to the line for 2 free throws though. Quick chat with Bakradze though before he does. I have a feeling the likes at Shermadini and McFadden and Shengalia are going to be the faces of Eurobasket 2022 when Georgia host their group. Billboards across the country, I imagine, will be plastered with their faces, as Eurobasket fever will no doubt take over the country. Shermadini misses the second though. Rebound's not there. Valtinen brings in the rebound. Lindbom hands it off. Kantanen, good ball movement here. Newton, and it opens up, but he throws it away. The lane opened up for him. He should have just gone straight to the basket. Didn't have the confidence though. Instead, Georgia will take possession back. Shermadini baseline spin and is fouled by Newton. Shermadini will once again head back to the free throw line. And Georgia do that very, very well. Look at the quick footwork here by the big guy. Reads where Newton is, feels him overcompensating the drop step to the middle, so he rolls to the baseline. Unbelievably, Georgia have already been to the free throw line 17 times before these free throws for Shermadini. They've made 14 from that 17. So a third of their points are from the free throw line now. Make that 15 from 18. .5 seconds to go here in the first half as Shermadini fails to take his tally past 10, but it's off the hands of Carl Lindbom, so it's going to remain Georgia ball. Coach Zoros wants to make a change and bring McFadden back into the action. And yep, Lindbom clearly comes off his hands. That frustration, I think, is more at his inability to hold the rebound than it was at the official's call. Bakradze will be the inbounder for Georgia. And they try and lob it to Baikauri, but Lindbom wins it back, makes amends for his mistake on the previous play. And now they're going to try and back down. And it works. McFadden's back down by Valtinen. They exploited the mismatch that they had, and they exploited it well. Finland get themselves 2 points as McFadden is left guarding the low post. Shermadini too late to rotate down and help out. And you see clearly from the backboard cam, that McFadden is not a great post defender. Coach Zulos calls a timeout. Let's jump into this Georgia huddle. Georgia looking to draw something up for what they hope will be last possession of this first quarter. You can see the appreciation from Detman as his team execute very, very well. Valtnen taking McFadden to the basket, using his size advantage to perfection. Finland will apply some pressure on the inbound. 25.6 seconds to go. So if Georgia are smart, Finland really won't have very little time to work with if they get the ball back. McFadden now look for him to run the clock down. Drops to 10. Shermadini comes up to set the screen. McFadden looks to take the step back. Oh, little feed inside of Shermadini is a thing of beauty. 2.4 seconds remaining. Can Finland do anything with it? No, they can't. And that will be the end of the first half here in Espoo. That's a wonderful finish by Shermadini. But the replay, that's the pass. My goodness me. How soft and beautiful was that pass from McFadden to Shermadini to finish off the first half. Wonderful game here in Espoo, Finland. Finland 40, Georgia 44. 20 down, 20 to go. Here is shooting stats from that first half. As you can see, Georgia struggling from outside and Finland leaning heavily on the perimeter. There's your tale of the game, really. Both teams pretty level on all other statistical categories, as you'd expect. Only a 4-point game here at the halfway stage. Here are your top scorers. Shermadini 10, Shengalia 10 and McFadden 10 for Georgia. Huff 12, Salin 10 and Valtnen 6. Their Finnish top scorers at the halfway stage. So here are some of the highlights from that second quarter of action. And as we expected in the build-up, we've been given a wonderful first 20 minutes of basketball, really contrasting styles, but both teams trading blow for blow. Finland relying primarily on their outside game, leaning heavily on the threes. 15 of their 40 points have come from outside, whereas Georgia, they're looking to go way, way down deep in the paint and get their high percentage shots away. They've only hit 1 3-pointer. They've only attempted 5 in that first half. Majority of their scoring is very, very close to the basket indeed. But their lead has been built on a couple of big performances, really. And it's the trio you'd expect. Shermadini's leading the way, 12 points and 4 rebounds to his name. And then ably supported by Thaddeus McFadden, 10 points, 6 assists. And Shengalia, who has 10 points, 4 rebounds as well. That's what's happening for Georgia. As for a home team, Finland, well, Huff has certainly had a hot hand here in the first half. 12 points to him. Only other player in double digits is Sasu Salin. He has 10 points. And remember, this game is really, really important, primarily for Finland, more so than Georgia. Georgia qualified as hosts, but Finland are still battling it out for a spot at Eurobasket 2022. And remember, earlier this evening here in Espoo, this arena witnessed Switzerland causing one of the biggest upsets of the weekend, I'm sure, as they beat Serbia in a near buzzer-beating shot for Mladen, giving them the 92-90 win against Serbia. And that's meant that Serbia are on a 1-win, 2-loss record. Finland are on a 1-win, 2-loss record. A 1-win, 1-loss record, and Switzerland are on a 1-win, 2-loss record. So, if Finland win here today, that will push them into second place. If they lose, we will have 3 teams in Group E on identical records, whilst Georgia will be a perfect position with 3 wins, 0 losses. Still 20 minutes to play though, and I'm sure many more twists and turns in the action here in Finland. At the halfway stage, it's been set up nicely for us. The outside shooting of Finland has been countered by the interior game of Georgia. At the halfway point, Finland 40, Georgia 44.
France. Oh, how about that from the top? Throws it down with authority.
Oh, blocked again. What a block. That's 2 massive blocks we've had so far.
Larkin, oh, pull it past to the inside. Larkin feeds Shanley on the cut. He gets the easy score. Shane Larkin pulling the strings here as Turkey have ramped up this defensive pressure.
Gets the screen in transition and kicks. Ivanovic hands it on. Atkins. Oh! Jimenez down the runway. It's a little nasty with the defense and throws it down hard.
Here we go. Lundberg off the iron, around and in. What more do you want from me, he says. 26 in the game for Ife Lundberg.
Welcome back to Espoo in Finland for this Eurobasket 2022 qualifier between Finland and Georgia. We're at the midpoint here. And at the halfway stage, Finland trail 40-44 against Georgia. And for Georgia, it's been the usual suspects. The trio of Shermadini, McFadden and Shengelia that have caused the most damage. All three of those in double digits at the halfway stage. Shermadini with 12, McFadden and Shengelia with 10. For the home team, Finland, they have two players in double digits. Huff leading the way with 12 points and Sasu Salin with 10. And real polar opposite differences as we watch the coaching team of Finland drawing out the final details of the plays they want to run. But for Finland, they've relied heavily on their perimeter presence, their perimeter shooting. 15 of their 40 points have come from outside, whereas Georgia, well, they've taken the ball to the rack. They've gone to the basket hard, scoring the majority of their points inside. In fact, only 3 of their 44 points have come from outside. 1 3-pointer made in that first quarter. Just a reminder, this is a qualification game for Eurobasket 2022. Slightly more complex situation. Georgia have technically already qualified. They are one of the host countries for the tournament in 2022, so they've technically qualified. So what that means is it's going to be the best 2 teams that are left in this group, and the teams that are left are our team here tonight, Finland, and the 2 teams that played earlier, Serbia and Switzerland. So 2 of those 3 teams will join Georgia at Eurobasket 2022. We won't find that out this weekend. We have a game here this evening, and then the teams will play again on Monday before they return in February for 2 more games to close out qualification. Coach Zuros there for Georgia in a different position. Knows he doesn't have to qualify, but knows how important this qualification process will be to really hone and sharpen his team, get his roster set the way he wants them to be set, get the team working together as a unit, because when they hit the ground at Eurobasket 2022, the expectations will be high. Playing in a home arena in front of home fans, the team need to be ready to go from day one. There's no settling in period in that kind of tournament. It's game after game after game, and it's usually the team that are ready from the opening tip that will progress out of those group stages. As Sasu Salin checks out his war wounds. Anyone that tells you basketball's a soft game as it's a non-contact sport, I think we should enter them into one of these games against these giant athletes flying around the floor, playing with real aggression and pace. Moments away now from the start of the second half here in Espoo, Finland. Second half action underway here in Finland as our home team, Finland, take on Georgia. Halfway stage, Finland trail by 4, Finland 40, Georgia 44. The game is perfectly set to go to the wire. Wonderful cross-court pass to Favadze, and he nails the 3. And unbelievably, that triple doubles the number of 3s that Georgia have scored in the game. Really didn't go to the perimeter game hardly at all in the first half, Georgia. Nice drive to the basket. Madsen finishes it off well with the soft left hand. And a bit of roles reversed, really. Finland were the outside shooting team in the first half, while Georgia were the ones going to the basket. Offensive foul's going to be called. I think that's on Favadze. Saying, I don't know what I did. Let's have a look at the replay. Maybe we'll be able to help him. I think it was that push-off with the left hand as he turned the corner, trying to shove Valtonen out the way. Valtonen now, a little hesitation. Almost loses the dribble. Comes back to the top instead. Shot clock down to 10 as Wilson catches the pass. Nice pass inside to Madsen, but well read by Shengelia. Valtonen now, back out to Madsen, open for 3. And he hits the 3. Business as usual for Finland from range. That brings Georgia's lead down to just 2 points now. McFadden with the crossover, trying to create some space, goes to the corner. The three's no good this time, and it falls into the hands of Huff. Bavadze's going to get called for another foul. 2 quick fouls on the 22-year-old. Let's have a look. Not sure that was necessary. His team had established themselves. Here's a replay of the triple from Madsen. This is the wonderful thing about the Finnish squad. 1 through 5 has the ability to shoot the ball, and that's difficult to guard. Salin now to Wilson. Wilson pulls up, puts the jumper up. It's no good, but Huff's going to pull in the loose ball. Valtonen now drives strong to the basket. That's off Shengalia's hand, so it will remain Finnish ball. They have 9 seconds left on their shot clock. As we look at the ever-chewing Coach Detman. Shengalia just getting his hands into the passing lane there. Huff catch and shoot for 3. He was hot in the first half, Sean Huff. Maybe he's called off over the half-time break. He had 12 points in that first half. Shengalia with a mazy dribble, followed by the offensive foul as Madsen takes the stand. And maybe Shengalia just getting a little bit overconfident as he plows through Madsen. Managed to shake Valtonen, to give him credit on the handle. Just kind of lost control as he passed Valtonen though. Wilson puts the jets on, gets the basket, and is fouled by McFadden. Third foul of the quarter already on Georgia. That could cause them problems. But Wilson has earned himself a trip to the free throw line either way. Doesn't need the team foul situation to get him there. And Georgia are actually in the penalty. That's their 4th team foul. Under 2.5 minutes gone. And Finland need to make hay while the sun is shining. They'll have 7.5 minutes of trips to the free throw line now. Around the ring and away for Wilson though on the second. So Georgia managed to hold on to a 1-point lead. Nice pass and a nice finish for Vadze off the Shermadini feed. Wilson, he's open for 3, doesn't take it though. And the Georgian defense is chasing the Finnish shooters a lot harder on the 3-point line than they were in the first half. It's paying dividends as we see the Finnish percentage drop off a cliff here in the second half from outside. Nice pass again from McFadden. Travelling violation on Shermadini. Good hands in the paint from Finland. Coach Zuros is not happy. That's a good defensive stand by Finland. Newton will come back into the game as Huff goes to the bench for the Finnish team. Madsen now hands it off to Wilson. Nice pick and roll action. It's not going to get them the points though. Vadze scoops up the awkward defensive rebound. Shengalia short with the 3. Valtonen pulls down the rebound for Finland. Madsen looking to hand it off to Wilson and does. Into Valtonen's hands. He'll get the shot away and hit the 3. Vadze was trying to chase him off the 3-point line, but Valtonen has a sweet, sweet stroke from range. And that's going to tie the game at 49 apiece. 5:42 to play in the third. McFadden's attempt is off target, and Newton manages to lock out Shengalia for the rebound. Wilson is fouled by Lobjanidze. as he drives straight down the throat of the lane. And Georgia at the moment are losing their handle on the game. They look like for the majority of the first half, they kind of had control of the game. They knew things were going their way and that they could change the flow whenever they wanted, whereas you can see from the body language from Coach Zuros that is not the case now. Finland now, for me, have their hands on the steering wheel. They are controlling the direction of this game as it stands. Wilson good for the first from the free throw line. Takes his personal tally to 5 and gives Finland their lead. Sorry, personal tally to 4, now it's to 5, and Finland have a 2-point lead. Robin Idza going up against Salin. McFadden now inside to Shermadini. Foul is on the floor as Dolenk fouls him. The problem you've got is you let Shermadini establish himself that low in the paint and then receive the pass, and that is writing him a blank check to score, I'm afraid. He's clinical once he's in that position with the ball. McFadden now. Trying to shake up Kantonen. Got the ball in the low post, a double comes across, and there's the baseline cut, and there's the problem that Finland have got. Kantonen not quick enough to rotate from the top to cover that baseline cut. That needs to be his first job. As soon as he sees the double come across, he has to slide back down into place. Sasu Salin for 3, nails the triple. And it's stolen away by Newtonen. And he's drawn the foul as well. And once again, Finland in the ascendancy. Faradzi called for the foul. Newtonen will head to the line, remember, because they're in the penalty. Let's have a look. Oh, a bad pass by Faradzi. And there's the foul. As Shengelia hits the deck trying to recover from that situation. Newtonen connects with the first of his 2 free throws. And Faradzi needs to learn quickly. He's just 22 years old, but he needs to get up to speed at this level of basketball, or he's not going to get many caps. Offensively, he's done pretty well, 7 points to his name, but defensively, there's been a couple of lapses just through not focusing on the job in hand. McFadden uses a Shermadini screen. Shengelia now against Newtonen. Pulls the trigger on the triple. Misses it, but it's fallen into the hands of Faradzi. He misses the lay-in, and the scrap for the rebound ends up with Shermadini kicking it out of McFadden. He goes for the triple. Faradzi all over the back of Salin, and that's going to be another foul on the young Georgian. Let's have a look at the replay. You see Salin look to box him out, and yeah, Faradzi's got his hand on his back, his elbow in the back of his head. Made it an easy call for the officials. As Faradzi will come in his place. Salin goes to the line for 2 shots off the back of that foul as well, and this is what I was talking about. Picking up those fouls early means that Finland can get some points racked up on the board from the free throw line, like Georgia did in the first half. That was the 3rd personal foul on for Faradzi. Salin back at the line now, 5 fouls drawn. That's a great statistic, and it's a statistic you often see with Salin. He's one of those players, when you play against him, I imagine it's a nightmare. Absolutely one of those guys you absolutely hate until he's on your team, and then you love him more than anything. Faradzi now feeds Shermadini, Shengelia, 2-handed flush and a slap on the backboard for good measure. Lindbom Trying to find Shingalu, it's not there. They're going to come to Kantonen instead. Kantonen trying to drive inside. Shamadini's chasing him around. He'll step out for the long two. Rebound pulled down by Pavadze. Bakladze now, as McFadden plays off the ball. Trying to feed Shermadini, and Lindbom is doing a good job of locking him out at the moment, but it's going to come off a finished hand, so it's going to be another possession for Georgia. I think Lindbom looks like he might have been the one that has the most success guarding Shermadini so far from the finish side. Madsen looked like he struggled. Dolink looked like he struggled. So far, Lindbom is doing a good job. And that's the problem they've got. The rotation isn't swift enough. Shermadini can't get it to go. Newton will pull down the loose ball. And Finland are happy for it to go a bit scrappy if it means they can come away with those tough defensive rebounds. Lindbom now to Valtonen. Valtonen sees the lane. McFadden tries to meet him and does. Good defense by Thaddeus McFadden. Shermadini being double teamed and fouled. Lindbom with the foul. Receiving a round of applause from his teammates and coaching staff on the bench. That's obviously the ploy. Let's stop Shermadini receiving the ball. If he does receive it, foul him. As we see Alanen come into the game for Finland again. Lindbom heads to the bench, as does Sarling, because Madsen's checked in. Pass inside to Shermadini, and straight away Madsen struggles to guard him. I'm not sure why you take Lindbom out. He was doing a good job. Picked up the foul, but he seems to be doing a lot better against Shermadini than Madsen has all evening. Shermadini now at the line. 13th foul of the quarter for Finland. They've managed their foul situation pretty well in this quarter. Shermadini takes personal tally up to 14 to go along with his 8 rebounds, but probably more importantly for Georgia, brings them to within 2 points of Finland. As the Cowboy comes into the game. Wilson also checks in place of Kantonen. Both teams using their rosters pretty well, going pretty deep into the bench. Koivisto to Newtonen. Good ball movement here by Finland. Little confusion on the offensive set they were running there. A couple of paths were confused. Wilson, step back jumper, draws the foul from McFadden. Gets McFadden off his feet and pulls him into the foul. Let's have a look. Let's look at the fake. There's the fake. McFadden jumps forward. And Wilson knows he just has to go straight up and he'll get the foul called. Smart move by Jamar Wilson. Rattles home the first. And the second. Up to 7 points for Wilson now. But Finland just feel like they found their feet in this game. They found the rhythm of the game and they're starting to take control of it a little bit more in this third quarter. McFadden, short range two, too short. Shermadini, the garbage man, scoops up the scraps and puts it back. Stolen away, great hands for Santia. Forces the turnover. Bakladze now will slow things down for Georgia. 1:40 left on the third quarter clock. Bakladze skips it to McFadden. McFadden with the fake. They're trying to get it into Shermadini. They're not going to manage to. This time Madsen does a great job on fronting Shermadini, and for me that's the way they've got to play him. Wilson skips inside, passes it out. Wonderful ball movement, and it's going to end in a triple for Alanen. Wonderful ball movement, selfless offense from Finland, which you often see from them, and it often results in that outcome, a triple. Of course, Santi is struggling to find anyone to pass the ball to, as Finnish defense is sprawling, to say the least. Of course, Santi now picks it up. McFadden catch and shoots, the shot clock runs down. However, the rebound is going to fall into the hands of Bekauri. Kladzi, nice pass to McFadden. He'll put the three up. The foul is going to be called on Alonen as McFadden hits the floor. McFadden's earned himself a trip to the free throw line. Let's have a look at the replay. Well, I'm not sure I'm by that as a foul, but McFadden is a very experienced guard. Knows how to draw fouls. Has to be part of your weapon set, your toolkit when you're a guard, particularly if you're slightly undersized. McFadden standing at 188 certainly comes into that category. Finland's lead at just 2 points now as we enter the final moments of this third quarter. Wilson, and one with the big play. Almost flips fully over the advertising board, manages to right himself. And heads straight to the free throw line. Great composure from Jamar Wilson. As you see Bekauri come across and clatter him with that left arm. Appreciation from Coach Detman. Lindbom back into the action for Finland. Wilson turns the screw a bit further. Finland now out to a 5-point lead. 31 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. So Finland are likely to get another opportunity of a possession of some sort. Might be a short possession, but should get the ball back. McFadden now. Shermadini established way low in the post, and there's your problem. You can't let him back you down there. At some point, you're going to have to front him or double him. Otherwise, he is going to do that all day long. Lindbom just struggling from the sheer strength of Shermadini. Great moves. Lindbom frustrated with the officials for the call. If anything, the call probably could have come an awful lot earlier in the play. As we see Alonen head to the bench and Sarling come back into the action. Bonus shot now for Shermadini. Connects with that one and brings Georgia to within 2. 13.8 seconds left now in this third quarter. Finish ball. What are they going to do with it? Wilson now. Going up against Bakladze. Just blast past him, but put the brakes on. Oh, it's stolen away. Great hands by Bakladze. Gets the score. And that's going to see the clock nearly run out. And it does see the clock run out here in the third quarter. Wonderful way to finish the quarter for Georgia. As Bakladze catches Wilson, snoozing in possession. Reins up high, and Wilson can't get back to stop it. That's going to tie the game up and set us up for a lovely final quarter. 65 to Finland, 65 to Georgia. Wonderful third quarter of action. We're all tied up here in Espoo, Finland. Finland 65, Georgia 65. Here are your shooting statistics, and again, Finland doing well from all across the court. Georgia focusing their attention in the paint. 10 minutes still to play in a completely balanced ball game. Wonderful end to the third quarter for Georgia. On the back of that, Bagradze, steal, breakaway, finger roll. Has tied this game 65 apiece, and it kind of, you know, as a neutral perspective, deserves to be a tied ball game. Both teams have performed pretty well in phases of this game. Final 10 minutes underway here in Espoo, Finland. Eurobasket 2022 qualifier between Finland and Georgia. All to play for as the game is on a knife edge. Finland 65, Georgia 65. Koivisto is fouled. Scoops up the foul off Favadze. Another foul for Favadze. And Koivisto will go to the free throw line. And this could be a problem for Georgia. They picked up a lot of early fouls in that third quarter. That's what Finland built a lot of their lead from, was getting to the free throw line. I'm sure Coach Zuras has talked about not giving away early fouls in the quarter this time around. Koivisto misses the second note, so Finland's lead is just a point. Bagradze now against Wilson. Shengelia. Double team comes across. Foul's going to be called. Newton is going to get blown for that one. As always, with basketball players, the look of surprise when a foul gets called. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, it's that right hand not staying high. And keep it down low. Someone can swing into it and you'll get the foul called against you for sure. Maybe an Idza now. Needs to get it inbounds. Just about does to Shengelia. Newtonham one-on-one at the moment. And gets called for the foul. That's going to force the change on Finland as Newtonham picks up his fourth foul. I think Huff's going to come in and take his place. And it's that left hand that the officials are going to call. Don't get me wrong, it is a big ask. Shengelia is an absolute athlete at the highest level. Exceptional strength and dexterity. Bagradze for three is in and out. Madsen flies through the air, scoops down the rebound. 1 minute down of the final quarter now. Huff being guarded closely by Baikauri. Wilson looks to feed Madsen inside. Madsen's got the advantage, goes to work. Foul's going to be called on the floor. That one on Shengelia. Let's have a look. Surely it's got to be called on Baikauri with that left arm around him. Baseline ball now for Finland. Another foul there was called on Lobjanidze. Koivisto out to Salin. Bagradze called for the foul, and Georgia already in the penalty. And this is what we were talking about. It took them 2.5 minutes in the third quarter. It's taken them 1 minute and 20 seconds. Well, 1 minute and 19 seconds here in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable, really. That's how Finland were able to secure a lead at all in that third quarter. Wilson now, jumper no good. Shengelia pulls down the rebound. A little bit of showboating on the way up the floor. He's going to try and back Huff down. Huff's relying on the weak side rotation to help. The weak side is there. Shengelia tries to blast his way through it. It doesn't work. I like that as the defensive ploy from Finland. Salin nails the three. And there is maybe the game changer with regards to Finland. They have the perimeter threat, and that means you can always score in a hurry. Great to have that in your locker as a coach, knowing that your team can shoot the ball well from distance. Shengelia has it knocked away. Good defense by Madsen, and maybe Finland at last have the making of it. Salin up short, tried to build on And a jump ball situation has been called. The possession arrow is in favour of Georgia. May not make any difference now whether it was a jump ball or a foul. Georgia will get the ball back, although Huff does have his right arm around the back of Bakradze. But it's going to be a Georgia ball on the sideline. 4-point lead for Finland as we see McFadden into the game. Perfectly balanced this game. It's really setting itself up to be another wonderful competition. Shermadini now. He's going to go up against Madsen. The double comes. The scoop around pass. Kladzi goes the baseline. Good ball movement. McFadden catch, shoot, and he misses. The pass was a bit poor. It was off target for where he wanted it. Oh, Madsen too hot to handle on the pass from Wilson. Madsen's not had the best of games. Usually integral to Finland's success. Tonight he has struggled at times on both ends of the floor. Only 7 points, 5 boards to his name. Almost steals it away there though. And that's what you'll get from players like Madsen. Accountability. He'll put his hand up and say, yep, mistake made. I'm going to do everything I can to make amends for that mistake. Kladzi now looking to go past Kantanen. Draws the foul from him. Sorry, Valtonen. Feels like this game might be slipping towards a free throw shootout, which is not what we want. It's been building and bubbling nicely. We want it to reach boiling point and for it to be won in open play with some wonderful exhibitions of basketball. Let's hope the players get their act together. Stop with the tippy-tappy fouls. McFadden drives to the basket, kicks it out to Shengalia. Puts up the three and gets the lucky roll. That brings Georgia within a point of Finland now. 7 minutes to play. Koivisto to Wilson. Pick and roll action with Madsen at the top. There's the roll and there's the float to the basket for two. Madsen was lucky though. Just dropped the elbow in a little bit on the pick. Could have got called for the offensive foul on that. Needs to be careful. Bakradze. Nice pass across the lane. The shot goes up. It's going to be no good from Lobjanidze. But the foul is going to be drawn. Let's see a replay. Where's it coming from? Madsen dropping his knee into the lane. Lobjanidze almost got the bucket, which would have been unbelievable as he was 3/4 of the way to the floor when he released the shot. That's Madsen's fourth. That forces Coach Detman really into taking him out of the game. Needs to make sure that he has availability of the big getting into the back end, the business end of the game. Dolek will come in his place, the replacement, the backup centre for Finland. Lobjanidze misses the first of his free throws. Manages to drop the second. Finish lead down to 2 now as Georgia maybe apply a little bit more pressure to progress the ball. Dolek now hands it off to Valtonen. He drops the handle though, and it's being scooped up, or has it? No, it's come out. Salin throws the lob to Wilson. He can't finish it, but Dolek there does. That looked like a crazy pass from Salin. He was wide open for the three. Instead tries to be selfless and feed Wilson on the lob pass. Almost didn't make it through, but Dolek scoops up the garbage and gets the two. Shermadini, automatic two from the big man. 21 points for Shermadini, 9 rebounds. Let's be honest. Sign it off now. Shermadini will finish the game with a double-double. That's pretty much for sure. Huff for three. Comes up short. Rebound almost falls into the hands of Valtonen. But instead, McFadden will come back the other way with it. 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. 2-point lead for Finland. Have we got another game going to the wire here in Espoo? And Dolek's going to get called for the foul as McFadden looks to go around the hedge. because they're in the penalty. That will send McFadden to the line. Absolutely. Dolenk's either got to commit and not just put his legs out there, but put his body there as well. Or he's got to not hedge so hard and just block the lane. Wilson going to come out of the game as we see Kantonen come back in for Finland. And these are the last tactical moves you have a feeling from the Finnish coaching team. Grab the last breathers for their key players before you enter the final moments, the key moments of the game. McFadden connects with the second of his 2 free throws. A rare miss for Thaddeus McFadden. Means Finland continue to hold a lead. Salin to Dolenk. Back out to Kantonen. Huff pulls the trigger. Too heavy. Wow, flies up high. My goodness. There's some athleticism from Valtonen. Got up way above the rim to pull that offensive rebound down. It's those kind of plays that will win you more minutes on the floor, that's for sure. Shot's no good from Shengelia. Dolenk's going to get called for the foul. And that's going to send Dolenk, I think, out of the game. But he's done his job, really. He'll be beating himself up about it, but he's done his job. As the backup center, to a certain degree, you're there to take those hits. And he is holding. He has to accept that. Shermadini is pushing, but he's pushing just to try and get away from the hold of Dolenk. Shermadini hits the first of his 2 free throws. And this game is just to and froing. It's teetering nicely for us to enjoy another game that's likely to be won with some big clutch plays. Kantonen looks to hand it to Madsen. Madsen has half the Georgian team on him. Drives to the basket and gets the score, but the charge is going to be called as McFadden takes the stand. Madsen with the foul. Let's have a look. Yeah, McFadden standing. It's a good call. And a timeout, I think, is going to be called at this point. Finland leads 75-74, 4:23 remaining on the game clock. Georgia are going to call a timeout and get their final plans in place. Let's listen in to Coach Zyros.
Force to reverse. Deep for Shermo to lock. Okay, if you are wide open. So give in. 4 man is guarding you. 4 man is guarding you. Look in. I want Topo from here because Shermo is turning for the right hook and Topo will go for the rebound. Alex here. Down screen. Reverse deep. Here if you are open and ready to hit inside. Okay, maybe you get fouled. Okay, we are in bonds, guys. Now, next offense. Next offense. We have shirt, for side. Shirt, I don't care.
Big phase of play coming up now. As we see Madsen back on the bench for Finland. As he fouls out with his 5th foul. Both big men now fouled out for Finland. Can they survive 4 minutes 23 with the likes of Newtonen and Lindbom doing the heavy lifting in the low post? That could be the key to the game. Bakradze now. Shermadini trying to get open in the low post against Newtonen. Newtonen doing everything he can to keep him high. Newtonen not sure what the call is on that one or why he's been called. But the foul has been called against Newtonen. That's the 5th foul on Newtonen now as well. That's going to put him out of the game. They're really running out of bigs. It's going to end up with just Huff and Lindbom having to pick up the heavy lifting. Shermadini hits the first of his 2 free throws. Into the line 15 times now, 13 from 15 for Shermadini. Unbelievable performance from the big man, and Georgia take the lead. Could this be the defining moment as Finland eventually ran out of bigs to play defense against Shermadini? Strong move, but it's thrown away. Maybe a little rash from Kantonen. You need to be sure there's a pass if you're going to leave your feet. And we see in the background there, Wilson going to the subs seats to get back in the action. Valtonen pulls down the rebound for Finland though. Goes straight out to Vadzi, and the little tip from Lindbom is enough for the basket, and Finland take the lead back. 3 minutes 30 to play. You really feel like it's, can Finland hold on? Do they have enough strength in the paint to keep them with the win? Bakradze nails the 3, and that's the problem they've got. If they overplay the paint, they're going to leave the shooters wide open for Georgia. Lindbom hands it off to Huff. Nice pass inside to Kantonen. He's going to lose the ball though as it falls onto the floor, all wrapped up. It's going to be a Finnish ball though. Good work by Lindbom in the end to hold on to it, and Coach Detman wants to call the timeout for Finland. 2:55 left to play, and they are going to call a timeout to talk things over. Let's jump into that Finnish huddle. 77 of Finland, Georgia 79, 2:55 left on the game clock. This is where the coaches earn their wages, that's for sure. When everything's going swimmingly, it's an easy job being a basketball coach. When you get to the business end of a critical game like this is for Finland, that's where the minute details and the changes that the coaching staff make, it can be the difference between the win and the loss. It can be the difference between going to a tournament and sitting at home and watching it on TV. Wilson now to back down McFadden. Kicks it back out. Has to go back into Wilson though. He's going to use it, but the shot clock's going to expire. Some confusion there from the Finnish team. Lindbom shouting at Salin, expecting him to make a slice to the basket, but he doesn't. McFadden now to inbound it. Does so to Shengelia. Kladzi has really stepped up to the plate here. Enabled McFadden to be an off-ball guard, which has really helped his game. Shengelia now going to feed Shermadini. Nice quick spin move, looks to pass it on the baseline, can't. And Finland do a great job, with particular Valtonen, to keep hold of that possession. And they're trail by 2, 2 minutes 15 still to play. Wilson now looking to go against Shermadini. No call. Floats inside. Little short on that. Looks to get the hustle. 2 Finnish players hit the floor. Georgia aren't going to capitalise on it, or are they? No, the door's closed by Salin on McFadden. And they're going to slow things down. They have the lead and they know maybe 2 more scores could be enough for them to take the win here today. Good defense by Valtonen, but even better offense by Shermadini. He's up to 25 points now and really has once again showed exactly how important he is to Georgia and to any team he plays on. Absolutely critical. 4-point lead now for Georgia. 1:38 left on the game clock. Shermadini 27 points, 10 rebounds. There's your double-double. Put it in the stat archives. Valtonen drives to the basket and one. That is a very big play by the young man in a clutch phase of the game. Real heads-up play by the 21-year-old. Goes strong, goes hard against Shengelia. Draws the foul, keeps the composure, and the basketball gods are with him. Can he kill the bonus shot as well? He can't. Are they going to rue the day on that one? They still trail by 2. 1:25 to play. McFadden against Wilson. Lindbom comes out the hedge, but the ball moves back round to Shengelia. He's going to slow it down. Shot clock at 4. So one-on-one with Huff now and Shengelia. Free throw line jumper is no good, but the rebound is pulled down. Pavadze gets the score. One minute left to play. What can Finland do? They can draw the foul from Bakradze. That's going to send Sassu Salin to the line for 2 shots. Let's see a replay of this one. Yeah, it's that left arm, isn't it, from Bakradze. Just reaches it up into the chest of Salin, stopping him making the cut round the screen. Good calls by the officials. All three have had a good game tonight. You can kind of tell because we haven't really noticed them. Sorry to say that about officials, but that's when you know they've had a good game. They kind of blend into the background. We don't want to notice the officials. First shot's good for Salin, as is the second. 53.6 seconds to play. Georgia have called a timeout. 81 to Finland, 83 to Georgia. Perfectly balanced, ready for a big close to this game. Let's jump into that Georgian huddle and hear what Coach Zoros has to say.
Hey, first of all, press play. Go out, 5, 2, you are 2, 1. You go, he goes 1, 5, Toto pass and we bring the ball in. You understand? Hey, ball here, everybody here. Offense. Shirt, hey! Shirt 4 down. Dribble the ball. Good screen for Toto. Toto here. 5, hey!
Only hindsight will tell us, but how big could these 53.6 seconds be? Finland win the game. It really does give them an advantage over both Switzerland and Serbia. If they lose the game, then all 3 teams are on the same record going into the final 3 games of qualification. Here we go, 53.6 seconds that could make or break Finland's qualification campaign. Shengelia, spin move to the base, spins back to the middle. Wonderful pass and a wonderful cut on the baseline by Pavadze. Finland fell asleep on the weak side. They can't take their time. They need to progress. They need to look for a shot option pretty early. Salin comes around the top of the screen, drives to the basket, floats the right hand, and it's good from Sassu Salin. Bakradze now. About a 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Shengelia is fouled by Wilson. Shengelia will head to the line for 2 free throws. The game still hangs in the balance. Shengalia 2 from 4 from the free throw line so far this evening, so maybe not a bad target to foul. Hits the first. If he hits the second, this is the big shot. This takes it to a 2-possession game, remember. Hits the second. Ice running through his veins when it matters most. Timeout's going to be called by Coach Detman of Finland. Finland 83, Georgia 87, 19 seconds to go. The game is not over, that's for sure. But there's a fair mountain in front of the Finnish team now if they're going to come away with a win here today. Let's listen in to their huddle, see what pearls of wisdom we get from Coach Detman and his colleagues. From Georgia's perspective now, to secure the win, it's a case of good defense with no fouls. Just make it a tough shot for Finland. That's what they need to come out and do. For Finland, it's about getting a good opportunity early. Doesn't matter if it's a 2 or a 3. That's not going to change the game. They know they've got to score twice to change this game. So the quick score is the key for Finland. Wilson is a pretty good finisher for them, as is Salin. That said, I could go to Huff as well, and Valtonen's shown that he can do it. Any of the 5 players on the floor for Finland right now can hit big shots in the clutch. Who's it going into the hands of? It's into the hands of Wilson. What can he do? Drives straight to the basket, kicks it out to Huff. Huff to Kovista. They're going to have to put a shot up at some point soon, and he steps out of bounds. Could that be the end of the game? Good defense by Shengalia. Wilson should have just gone straight to the basket and scored, or at least attempted a shot. Coach Detman not happy. 10.6 seconds remaining. Timeout's going to be called by Georgia. They just want to get the details of their press break in place, I imagine. Or advance the ball at least. 10.6 seconds to play. 83-87 in favor of Georgia. You have to say theirs to lose. Let's listen in to Coach Zuros's huddle.
Here, full court. Try to have more space. I don't want to have full court here now. Toko is out of bounds. Toko. Hey, get fucking wide open. Here, get open. Now, I repeat one more time. 3 men here. 1, 10. Don't go like this.
As I said, surely Georgia's to throw away. 10.6 seconds remaining, a 4-point lead for Georgia. Their possession on their own baseline. Finland are either got to try and steal almost instantly or foul. Let's see what they do. Ball comes inside to Bakladze, and there's the foul. Not bad, 1.2 seconds is all it took. Salin to foul Bakladze. Sends him to the free throw line though. So the long walk up the floor for Bakladze. As we see Shermadini head to the bench. Surely job done in their mind. Kosantia comes in for Georgia now to close out the game. Sounds crazy, but doesn't really matter about these two shots. It's still a two-possession game, even if he hits both. 9.4 seconds remaining. Timeout called by Finland. Are they just prolonging the agony, or do they have something up their sleeves, up those well-tailored sleeves of Coach Detman? 9.4 seconds remaining, 6-point lead for Georgia. Let's probably for one final time jump into this finish huddle. .4 seconds remaining. Finish possession. They'll have to take an exceptionally quick shot. That shot will have to be a 3 now. There's no way they can settle for a 2. With that in mind, they have got their sharp shooting team coming off the bench. Not one of the 5 players in the Finnish jersey on the floor now is a bad shooter. All of them high percentage perimeter shooters. Let's see who Koivisto will find. There's the long pass, there's the pass back, and it's intercepted, and the game's going to finish off in transition with a two-handed jam for Shengalia as he screams down the lens of the camera. Expect to see that on some highlight reels. And there's the final buzzer here in Espoo, Finland. A wonderful game of basketball. Two great basketball teams going toe-to-toe. But at the end, the home team Finland 85, our visitors Georgia 91. And what a game we've had. Another great Eurobasket 2022 qualifier here in Espoo, Finland. Going all the way to the closing phases of the 4th quarter, just the way we like it. Two great teams filled with plenty of great athletes, putting it all on the line. And here was the final play. Shengalia out in transition, throws it down. Wonderful steal. He read the passing lane perfectly. And finished with style, making the hashtag Eurobasket shake as he does. So for Georgia, big win. Like I said, they're not fighting for qualification, but they're setting the benchmark, they're setting the tone for their Eurobasket campaign. And that tone at the moment is unbeaten. Perfect is the word you'd use to describe that tone. 3 games, 3 wins for Georgia. For Finland, it looks slightly different. 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses. But this game, wonderful, wonderful exhibition of international basketball. No two ways about that. Here are your shooting statistics. As you can see, Finland shooting well from everywhere. Georgia really putting a focus on the interior. They dominated the paint with Shermadini and Shengalia. Here's your rebounding battle, and as you'd expect, Georgia dominated that as they dominated the inside. Both teams playing good team basketball offensively, though. Top scorers, Shermadini with 27, Shengalia 19, McFadden 14. That's for Georgia. For Finland, Saaland 22, Valtonen 13, and Huff with 12. Here are some of the highlights from that second half, and there were some great highlights for us to look through as well, but a great game. Finland trying to shoot the lights out at times. They went 10 from 23 from outside at the end of the game, 43%. whilst Georgia absolutely dominated the paint at times. It really was an impressive old school big man show from Georgia. So much so, they scored 46 points in the paint, Georgia. But the standout performances for the team walking away with the win. Shamadini, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. He got his double-double. Efficiency score of 33. Very, very impressive indeed. Also in double digits, Shengelia, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. McFadden, 14 points, 10 assists. He's got himself a double-double as well. And then Favadze with 11 and Bakladze with 10. As for the home team, Finland, well, they were led by Sasu Salin. He got 22, 4 from 6 from the perimeter for him. Also in double digits, Valtonen, the young man, had 13, 6 rebounds and 5 assists. 12 points for Sean Huff and 12 points for Jamar Wilson as well. So these teams now will move on to their games on Monday, with Georgia taking on Switzerland, whilst the big game on Monday, without a shadow of doubt, is Serbia versus Finland. So much resting on that game now for both of those teams. That is an absolute mouth-watering contest that's coming up on Monday evening here. And again, all part of this bubble here in Espoo in Finland, as we finish off some of the highlights from today's game. It's been a wonderful game. It really has. A really great advert and a bit of a teaser for what the rest of the campaign is going to look like. Remember, we have one more game on Monday for each of these teams before they break, and then the final Eurobasket 2022 qualifiers will be in February next year, where we will finish off the 6-game series that these teams are having to go through to fight their way to Eurobasket. Remember, Georgia already qualified. For Finland, it's all in the mix for them now. They sit on a 1-win, 2-loss record, as does Switzerland, as does Serbia. Unfortunately, only 2 of those 3 teams, Serbia, Finland and Switzerland, will make it through. Here's an overview of that group. As you can see, Georgia sitting pretty, and then all the other 3 teams sitting with exactly the same record, making Monday's games absolutely huge here in Espoo in Finland. Wonderful, wonderful action we've had here today. I can only wish you all the best, and I hope the action continues to be great across these qualification windows. But the final buzzer, Finland 85, Georgia 91.
Okay, Georgi, congratulations for the win. How about your comments about tonight's game?
Well, thank you. It was amazing. You know, it's an amazing feeling when you win the game. You know, especially play here in Finland and playing as Finland national team. You know, they are amazing team. You know, great shooters. And today we had an amazing game. And of course, congrats for my teammates. You know, they did great job, and my coach is tough.
What was the difference between these 2 teams tonight? Why did you win?